Welcome to the Salt Lake Fitness Podcast, Salt Lake Pod for short. I'm Nat.
And I'm Christy. And this is your space for salty stories, sweaty workouts, and improving crew sanity at sea. Welcome to the first episode of our Salt Lake Pod. My name is Christy.
And I'm Nat.
Salt Lake as a whole, and what we kind of envision from this podcast is getting you guys, crew members within the industry, on to talk about your journeys within yachting and fitness, your challenges, wins, experiences that you've had on board and within the industry, to hopefully shed some light, provide some cool tips and tricks to make life on board a little bit easier. Those of you that do follow us, Salt Lake Fitness. We are a online training platform specifically for yacht crew. Was established in 2021 by myself and my partner Tom, and we've just very organically grown from there. We've got lots of crew members on board now, from really small sailing vessels to some of the largest vessels in the industry, and we've also just started taking on whole vessels for our new crew initiative. We've also expanded. We've got 4 incredible trainers now, which Nat is one of our trainers. She first started with us as a client and then an ambassador, and now she's training yacht crew herself, which is super exciting. And today we're going to talk through Nat's journey into the yachting industry and how fitness has aligned with that. And hopefully we can get to know a little bit more about you, Nat, and your experiences and your journey, because it has been one. You've been in the industry a long time, and I'm sure your experiences will hopefully help other crew out there in making their life on board healthier, fitter, and still being able to achieve their fitness goals within our wild industry that is yachting.
I hope so. I hope that we can help them. I'm sure we can. I mean, Salt Lake Fitness has helped me through it. So that's what we're here to do, is change the industry for the better, I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah. Improving crew sanity, one crew member at a time. Tell us how you got into yachting and how you got to the position that you are today.
Okay, so yachting was a funny world for me when I first started. I wasn't actually going to be doing yachting. I started studying BCom Finance and Accounting at a university in Cape Town called UCT. And I did my first year. It was great. I did very well. I just didn't enjoy what I was doing. I really wanted to learn about the body. I'm passionate about the bodily functions, how it works and why it works, and how movement can be incorporated into it. But I actually wanted to study virology and immunology. So I couldn't do this in Cape Town. And I was like, maybe I can go study in the UK because I'm British. International fees for UK or for people to study in the UK is like over 20 grand. And I'm talking pounds. Even though I have a British passport, I haven't lived in the country for 5 years prior to this, because I was at high school in South Africa. So I couldn't go and study this. So I was chatting to a friend, and one of my best friends actually, and he was like, Nat, why don't you do yachting for a year, as they always say, just a year.
Was he in the industry, this friend?
He actually was.
Okay.
He was on Dilbar at the time.
Okay.
And he was like, Nat, just join the yachting industry for a year. You can pay for your studies. You can go study. So I was like, yeah, sure. That sounds great. Like, I can take a bit of time off. I can, travel. I can see what's happening, make some money. Okay, so it's been 9 years. Okay, so I've never left. I didn't go and study, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I have done some of the most incredible things. I've met the most incredible people. I've been through some incredible hardships. Like, don't get me wrong, yachting is not an easy industry, but it is, I think, one of the most satisfactory jobs I've ever done. And I joined my first boat in 2017. On a 34 meter, and joined as a stewardess. Okay, so this is how my yachting journey started. I joined as a stewardess. I worked for a family. I traveled with them. I flew all around the world with them. I was pretty much like their PA at the time. Like, I did everything for them. I truck for them. I cook for them. I clean.
So it was a private vessel.
It was a private vessel, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And he had a lot of guests on. Like, the family was amazing. They became super close. And I unfortunately had to leave. And I was like, I've made a bit of money. I should probably go and do this, studying. I didn't do the studying. I went to the Alps and I did my ski instructor's course for, I think it was 6-8 weeks. I became a ski instructor, and I spent the ski season in Austria teaching people how to ski.
That is wild. And how common is that, right?
It was insane.
When yachty ladies first join and then their first like season or their first leave, and they're just like, what can I do with this money? Like, where can I travel?
Literally, Bali, Mexico, like
Yeah.
ski seasons,
My list is
anything
the
that's like
same, exactly the same.
I wonder, so many people have done that as well. They'll do like the yachting season or the med season and then jump over to like the Alps, whether they're working
Yeah,
in chalets or in the
yeah.
pubs or whatever. But people do that jump, and I was like, I'm gonna do the jump.
But what an
But
experience.
it was so insane. It was so cool. Like I didn't think I could ever become a ski instructor. I mean, living in South Africa, you wouldn't think that I would become. I mean, I've been skiing a few times with my family. I've been very privileged and lucky enough to do that. So I did this, and then I came home and I had applied for a job or I'd seen a job, but I just knew I didn't want to be in the interior. No offense to the interior crew, but I am all on hands on outside gal. Like, get me outside. So I
Yeah.
applied for this deckhand job and I got the job. I flew out to Cannes. I did a season with this vessel, 52 meter. We went to Norway, charter vessel.
Wow.
Insane experience. So now we like in a year and a half into yachting. Okay, I was meant to leave already and I hadn't. And then I actually joined Dilbar, and I was on Dilbar for 3 years, 3 and a bit
And how
years.
big is Dilbar? Dilbar's a big boat in the industry, isn't it?
Dilbar is one of the biggest by gross tonnage, or used to be. She's 15,917 gross ton and 156 meters. So she's not the longest, but she's fat, like
It's
pH
a bit of
fat.
a jump from 30 meter to 156 meters.
Yeah, when you first get on board, it's like you don't even know where you are.
What was that experience like? How did that sort of feel?
It was crazy because, okay, well, I was very lucky because my best friend was still working on here. So he was able to take me on his little wing. Even if it's like your first boat or your second boat or your third boat, it's still incredibly big. I remember walking on like into the main deck gangway, the shell doors open, you walk up and you're like, security there, and they're asking you for your name and giving you a badge, and you have a fob to get around. And
So
you're like, oh my
official.
God, this is so hectic. Like, what's going on? And then the guys come down, the deckhands were like, oh, the new deck, she's here. Okay, let's take her to her cabin. How I got to my cabin, I don't even remember. It's so big. There are so many cabins for crew. I think Dilbar can hold over 120 crew. But in terms of yachting talk, it's huge. I'm walking on and I'm like, this is big. This is insane. I got lost for my first week. I don't know where I was going. Like, thank goodness there was an elevator there, because I used that. One of the guys was like, if you know where the elevator is, you can get anywhere. And I was like, okay, I just got to find the elevator.
Was it quite exciting for you, or did you remember feeling like really overwhelmed or stressed?
I think, okay, so I'm a person that like thrives in spontaneity. So like
Okay.
if I think about something for too long, or if I plan it for too long, then I get nervous and I don't want to do it. It's like a tattoo. I won't book it. Or a piercing. I won't book it. I'll have to just go in on the day I'm doing this. Because then I
Okay.
didn't think about it. So when I first joined, I didn't think about it. But literally, but when I like arrived, thank goodness I had Ant with me, my best friend, and he was like, oh, don't worry, it'll be chilled. It's all good. So I was very lucky in that sense. I think if I
Yeah.
didn't have anyone and I thought about it for too long, I would have been like, oh my God.
I guess like once you're thrown in there, you're like, well, I'm here now, so I may as well figure it out.
Well, that's me. I take the bull by the horns and I'm like, let's ride this, you know?
I love that.
Some people, I think it can be quite nerve-wracking. It's like, oh, like how do you step into a situation where, first of all, going onto a deck team as a female is you have to kind of establish the ground rules and the boundaries. So
Of
you kind
course.
of can't go in quietly. I'm not saying this happens on every vessel. It's just in general, like a herd mentality. If you don't establish yourself, you don't speak out, you kind of push to the side. But if you come in all horns blazing, like you come in hot, the guys accept you a bit better. So
Yeah.
that's something I had to learn, was that you have to stand your ground and you have to have banter. It's so important to be able to banter and not take anything that
Mhm.
the guys or the girls on deck take personally. You just can't, because then you're gonna not have fun.
Say before yachting, you kind of were a bit of like a tomboy, or did you spend a lot of time with males growing up? Did you feel like you fit into that environment quite seamlessly, or was it a bit of a challenge for you?
I would say I'm very much a tomboy. So me and my sister are the only children that my parents have. And I
Mhm.
would say I'm like the son of the family.
Okay.
Like, me and my dad would do everything. We would go cycling, we'd go running, we'd go build things. I'd like, when you're standing there holding a tool for your dad, but you're doing nothing. Like, that's like the sun would do
Yeah.
that. So I was very, very much like that. I went to a co-ed school, so I always had best guy friends. I would always be hanging out with guys. I
Yeah.
just got along with them a lot better. I find it very difficult to connect with women. I'm better at it now because I've worked on something that isn't easy and I find uncomfortable, but now I know how to do it.
Mhm.
But I definitely was more part of like the boy pack.
It
So I
sounds like
think
the deck route was the direction that you were meant to go.
100%. I found it a bit easier to transition. Sometimes girls or women find it difficult because men can be very intense and they don't mean to. Like some of the stuff they say, you're like, why would you say that? But I just like goes one ear, like out the other.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, just carry on, like your oaks, just, you know. And so I've joined this boat and I've been on for about 3 years. And then I left. COVID happened and I left. Life happened. I joined a 65 and a 90 meter, only for a couple of months. I wasn't very happy there. Not that the boat was bad, but it just wasn't my vibe. And then I joined another big boat, 136 meter. I can't
Wow.
tell you the name, unfortunately. I'm sure you guys can find it, what it's called, if you know it's 136 meters. But I was on this boat for about 2.5 years. Was came lead deckhand, and I learned so much on this boat. I taught myself how to build stuff. I made the entire bosun store on this vessel at the bottom of the boat,
Amazing.
like in the bow. And I was leading the teams of guys, and I would have meetings with my chief officer and the bosun. We talk about what we're doing and how to manage the team, all the tasks we had, the timeline. So it gave me a lot of insight on how to manage people and how to lead people and how to manage time frames efficiently, which is so important in yachting because time is of the essence. In life in general, time is priceless. Like you can't put money on time. Like you have to get shit done as efficiently as possible and as well as possible, especially in yachting. Like our standards are like through the roof. But anyway, so I worked on this boat and then I left because my dad got sick. And during this period, I was like, you know, maybe I should finish my OW. During this time of being on deck and other boats over this 5-year period, I'd been doing my courses because when I joined Dilbar, one of the leads, he asked me, he's like, what's your goal in yachting? I really want to become an officer by the time I'm 26. And he was like, that's awesome. I'm also doing my OW. We're going to do it. And just to clarify for anyone that doesn't understand, you have two different routes. You have the 3,000 gross ton route of becoming an officer of the watch or master of the vessel, or you have the unlimited route. So this depends on the gross tonnage of the vessel. So I went the OW 3,000 route because of sea time and efficiency and being able to work on yachts still. So I was like, I need to finish my OW. It's 2023. I'm 25 and a half years old. And I'm like,
Ooh.
I need to finish this ASAP. So I'm stressing. I'm like, oh my God, if I don't get this done, I've already promised like myself that I do this. I got it done. I did my oral. I passed. I got my OW. And since 2024, I've been an officer, second officer.
Wow, well done. What an
Thanks.
incredible, like, one, what an incredible goal to have, you know, at such a young age. And two, what an incredible achievement for a female on the male dominant side of the industry achieving that. And that's just incredible.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's been quite a rough journey. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been fortunate enough in the last, I'd say, year and a half on 2 vessels I've worked on. I've had the most incredible team and incredible males around me that have supported and uplifted me in every single way. But I've had some rough times where it hasn't been easy and it's going to hurt. It's going to be difficult. But I'm very goal orientated. And if I want something, I'll make sure I get it. And I've been through a lot of hardship to get there. But I am more than happy to support any woman and guy that is going through something difficult and wants to get to their OW because I think it's one of the best experiences. I wouldn't change my job for the world. I love what I do now. I absolutely love what I do. So being an officer is something that's changed my perspective on yachting. I'm also here to help, and there's so many people out there to support you if you are trying to get on that journey.
And I think the most rewarding things are the really difficult ones, you know, in life. And you got to experience those people that supported you and were amazing mentors. And now that you're an officer, you can be that for somebody else, which is just full circle.
Oh, 100%. I think one of the best experiences of my life is passing my OW. One of the most nerve-wracking experiences of my life. I have to tell you, when I was doing the prep for my oral, it was probably I don't think I've sat at a desk or walked around a park more than I have in my life when I did this prep. And then on the day when you're waiting for that examiner to join online, you're literally sweating bullets, like you are wet. And you're like, huh. They join and they're asking you questions. You're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, don't panic, don't panic. But it's when you said you passed, I was like, I didn't even know what to do with myself. I had to go for a walk. I was like, this is insane.
Oh,
Like,
I bet that would have been an amazing feeling.
oh, it really was. But that's my journey into yachting, and that's where I'm at now. So I'm a second officer on a 60-meter private, very heavy charter vessel with some of the most amazing captains and chief officers and crew I've ever worked with in my industry. So I'm very lucky, very
Incredible.
grateful.
Amazing. And throughout this past 9 years, how has fitness become a part of your life? And how has it kind of merged into, into your yachting sphere and what you do now?
Okay, so when you first join yachting, fitness is not a thing. In the beginning, like back in the day, I'm not sure about now because obviously I've been in the industry now for 9 years. I know what's important and what like can keep you sane. Um, but when you first join, just be careful because it's so easy to get lost in this world of going out partying and drinking. I mean, I still kind of get lost in it sometimes because it's fun. Like after a heavy charter, you're like, oh, let's go out, let's go have fun, you know?
It's such a social industry, isn't it?
It really is. I've always been part of fitness, okay? So my fitness background is I come from quite a heavy background of fitness. I am actually a 5-time world champion, and I've got my third Dan, which is a black belt in Goju Kai, and my second Dan is Shokukai.
Oh my
So
goodness, don't mess with you.
no, people don't know this. People don't know this. It's quite scary. I never like talking about it because people are always like, "Oh my God," um, literally. You should see the guys are like, "Oh my God," and I'm like, "This is not." I'm still me. It's fine. But so I did this, and I have my Pro Tier blazer, which is I fought for South Africa, so I was quite highly up there when it comes to training. I'm an elite athlete in South Africa, so I started with this, and this was in high school all the way through to when I went to university. So that was my life. All I did was train. I'd literally wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I'd go to do my cardio or my like specific conditioning, and then I'd go to school. I would then finish school. I'd do my hockey and whatever I was doing, my school activities. Then I'd go to the gym, and then I'd do my karate. So my days were just full. And I think it also translates now into my yachting. I can't sit still for 5 minutes. I'm always doing something. Okay. So my fitness has just been, I've been lucky enough to be part of a fitness background from the time I was pretty much birthed into the world. So I've been lucky. And like, I always do things with my dad. I would go running and cycling, a part of just enjoying the outdoors and getting our hearts pumping, I guess. But when it comes to yachting and fitness, when I first joined, I really didn't incorporate that fitness journey into my yachting whatsoever. The first year I joined yachting, I think I went for like one run. Like I didn't do anything and I picked up quite a lot of weight and not in a bad way. I mean, just this stuff happens. And I
Yeah.
picked up a lot of weight. I was eating a lot of really good foods. The chef would make me amazing food and he'd always make these desserts and I'd be like, oh, can I try that? You know, especially in the interior, it's very easy in that pantry. Like you just have a little snack here and a little snack there. But yeah, and then after that, yeah, I was like, "Oh my goodness, I've really lost what I used to be, what I'm about, my like me. I am fitness. I move." And I got to 2018 and I really need to start doing something here. So I started running, but I didn't keep going at it because sometimes when you start fitness or you start a routine and as humans, we naturally struggle with if we don't see results right now, we don't want to carry on. And it's all about consistency. Things take time and it's easy to pick up weight because it's easy to eat or overeat. When it comes to like eating, I kind of gave up throughout the halfway of 2018 and we were at sea and I was just carrying on. I didn't really do much exercise. I didn't know that I could exercise in the bow or, train on the boat. So for first 2 years of yachting, really there wasn't focus on fitness at all.
Was this when you were on the 30-meter?
34-meter and the 52-meter. And then
Okay.
as soon as I joined Dilbar, I had a crew gym. And I was like, "Oh my God, I can go to the gym. I can go do this." So
What
I
a
started
game
doing
changer.
it's a game changer, but I also think I grew up a little bit. It was more about, okay, I'm not fitting into clothes that I used to fit into, and I'm not feeling like I can do things I used to. I'm not as fit as I used to be. What's going on? And I think for the first year in Dilbar, I kind of shuffled between exercising a lot. So I was doing my fitness routine, but I was also drinking a lot. So these two don't really go hand in hand. But you got to train and you kind of not really, you got to like, you have to train with intention, and the purpose of what you're doing has to be like intentional. When it comes to like my fitness journey, I realized what was happening after I went on my first leave. I was like, this is not good. Like, I just drink and I party and it's fun, but it's not healthy for me. So after I realized this, and it takes a few years, like it's fun. We all enjoy partying,
Yeah.
and
And I think the
especially with,
novelty wears off, right? Like you
it
realize
does.
that, this is my lifestyle now. I'm on this boat for most of my year or however many months, whether you are or are not on rotation. And the novelty wears off and you're like, well, now I need to make it a lifestyle, right?
Yeah, it really does. Like, and the thing is, you can go one or two ways in yachting. And I think a lot of people don't realize this. You can either go down the road of, okay, I don't really realize what's happening. I'm going to party and have fun, and I want to be the yes man in the crew. And it's fun to be the party person. Or you can go down the route of, okay, I'm now, like you say, I'm in this lifestyle. How can I make this work for me? And how can I make sure that I feel good if I'm going to be working? But it becomes more important to like how you're feeling. If you want to go and party and drink, that's fine. Do what you want to do. It's your lifestyle. But for me, fitness became, okay, this is going to keep me sane. Number one, I have a goal. And how can I be better for myself? Movement is something that helps me mentally. So being able to move, I know that my body feels good. It releases endorphins and dopamine, and I feel I've done something for myself, because in yachting, everything's for everyone else. When you're working, it's all for the guests, the captain, the chief officer, the deck team, the boat. And then it comes to like end of the day, you've worked a 15, 16-hour shift, and you're like, what have I done for myself? Like, and then you now working, let's say you have no rotation, you're working 6, 7 months, and oh my God, 7 months later, I've done nothing for myself still. So
Yeah.
making that priority of literally 30 minutes of movement in a day changes my mindset. So I prioritized fitness after 2019. I started making movement a thing, but also fueling my body with nutritious foods and things that I know they're going to make me feel better. Fitness has been a huge impact on my life in the yachting industry. I make sure I move on any vessel I've joined after this period of fun and partying in the beginning. After any vessel I've joined, I've made sure that there's at least a set of dumbbells or there's some type of cardio machine. If there's not, I take my
Yeah.
skipping rope with me. I take my resistance band with me everywhere I go. And I make sure that I do some sort of movement, whether it's body weight, whether it's with dumbbells, whether it's on a rowing machine, on a bike, or run if you're able to, if you're not at anchor. It's just moving my body has been a huge impact on my mental health in yachting. And recently, I've also got my personal training qualification. I've now understand way more about my body and how to move. And I also know the importance of how much it is in terms of your lifestyle and your mental health, especially in the yachting industry. Like, I cannot stress this enough to people, how important it is to look after your mental health.
For sure. So you obviously realized this about yourself and you made these changes early on in your career. Do you think that you had a lot of positive influence around you when it comes to other crew members on the vessels that you've worked on? Or do you think you ended up being the positive influence for other crew members?
I think on the bigger vessels, because there's gyms, it's you literally wake up, walk out your cabin, and it's 5 steps away.
It's so convenient, isn't
It's
it?
so convenient. It's the best thing in the world. But it's also your motivation to get there, I guess. But on the bigger vessels, everyone's in their routine.
Yeah.
A lot of people gym, a lot of people exercise. But I'd say on the smaller vessels, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I've definitely been a positive influence on the crew and getting them to do workouts or trying to see the difference between moving their body and seeing how positive that can be instead of just sitting around after not doing anything or just going out drinking all the time. So I would always bring out these wads. So I'd always do workout of the days, especially on like crossings. People will just lie in their cabin and it's mind-bogglingly groundhoggish. You
Yeah.
just same thing, you wake up, down, see the same things, especially on a crossing. It's like 17 days of the same day, pretty much. But I would make these wads for crew and I'd say, let's do these workouts. Come, we're going on the aft deck, let's do this. On every Atlanta crossing I've done, I've actually incorporated a fitness scheme regime like a challenge, something that gets people moving, because I know the importance of it, what it is to just step outside for 5 minutes, see the sun, or go down to the TG and just be in a different section of the boat
Yeah.
when you're on these like crossings. And also in the season, I'd get crew members to come running with me, and we'll go for a run, or let's go play paddle, or let's go play tennis, or
Mhm.
let's go to the beach and go for a swim. Like anything just to move bodies, because I know the importance and the impact that it's going to have from your dopamine and your endorphins to release for the rest of the day and into the following day.
Yeah.
So
Having
yeah.
having crew members like that within your crew is just like second to none, being that positive influence. And you might encourage someone that, doesn't have that motivation or push or maybe that confidence themselves, to come and try something new. And it's addictive. Fun, doing the movement it makes you feel amazing and it's addictive. But those people, like you being that person on board, that's addictive. People will want to spend time with you, and they will want to, they'll be seeking out that dopamine again. And I mean, I've experienced it myself too. I loved surrounding myself with those particular crew members on board that were keen to get outside, keen to do a yoga session, keen to get up early and go for a run before work, because one, it's just so good for you, but it's also building these amazing connections within the industry. And as you know, both of us working with Salt Lick now, where we're seeking out those people within the industry that are creating positive influence, that we're bringing on as ambassadors, because they really are the people that are like driving this industry in the right direction. And because it is such a tough industry to be in, it sucks quite a lot out of you. Being fit and healthy and active is just going to prolong your career and make it more enjoyable for you to be in this industry for a lot longer.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
And what you say about having those people, I might be one, but there's also, I've got so many people on the boat that I'm on at the moment that are so into moving, and having those people, like you say, it's like sunshine in human form. You
100%.
want to lap it up. I think it's priceless, honestly.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And okay, and then wrapping up where you are now, you are a boss female on deck. She's an officer. She's got a personal training qualification. She's working for Salt Lake Fitness, helping other crew members. How has that been? How's that experience been for you, guiding other crew members and supporting them in their fitness journeys on board?
It really is quite rewarding. I've got a client that's been with me through Salt Lake Fitness and through the training app for nearly a year now. And the progress that he's made from day one to now has been insane. And you're like, oh my God, I made his routine. And it's like, for example, when I joined Salt Lake Fitness, I can't even tell you the amount of change that happened to my body when Tom was training me. And it's like, now you're training me because I need that routine. I need someone else to make my schedule. Everyone needs it. Even personal trainers need someone else to train
Oh
them.
yeah, I love having a coach. I've been
It's
coaching for a
great.
long time now, and it teaches me so much.
And I can see, like, I mean, you are looking phenomenal, so I mean, I can see it. But it's crazy. It's crazy what it can do, how much more I push myself because I have someone else like helping me. It's so inspirational watching
Yeah.
these people do things that are difficult in the beginning and then it becomes easy, but it's also quite insane. Like, I don't think I've ever let myself understand that I've helped them because I don't think of it that way. I kind of brush off that, I don't know, the praise, I guess. But I must say, it's very rewarding to watch this. And in terms of fitness and training people, watching them change from the beginning and their motivation throughout the process and helping them and guiding them. I It's so satisfactory. Like, I don't get it from anything else besides my job, of course. I enjoy my job. I love my job. And it's the same as like being an officer and guiding young men and women to inspire them to carry on with their journey and become what they want to become with their goals. So I'll get the guys to get their training record books, which is something you have to do if you're going to become an officer of the Watch 3000. I'll get their training record books. They come talk to me when you want to sign things off and explain it to me out of my own time. I won't be like, only come to me when I'm working. I'll be
Yeah.
like, come to me whenever. Knock on my cabin. We can chat about it. And if you want to study for your oral, just ask me some questions. Like, I've had so many people on my Instagram when I was really posting on it. I find Instagram a bit overwhelming at the moment, so I'm not posting too hard on it. But when I first started posting, I really was trying to help people in getting better at what they want to do, and also the route and how they can do it. What did I go through, the hardships and the good things, so that they can experience the good things and not the hard things and get there a lot easier than what I did. So I've helped a lot of females. I had a lot of women reach out to me and say, it's insane that you're an officer. And I don't really see that. I don't know. I don't think I see that. I'm like, I'm
It's
an officer.
very
Okay.
motivating.
I think I think it is. Like I take away from that part that I'm a female and I'm an officer. Like I don't really see that anymore. It's more I'm an officer. Treat me as an officer kind of thing. And women are like, this is insane. I mean, my motto is if you're not having fun at work, then it's not for you. If you're
Yeah.
not smiling, you're not joking, then it's not for you. I've worked on boats where it's, you should stop joking. And I'm like, why? What's the point? I'm just going to
Yeah.
hate my life. Like, I
Yeah.
make jokes all the time and I make sure that my team are having fun. And I only ever want that for people to have fun and enjoy what they're doing. And I'll teach them if they need me to teach them. But I also teach myself stuff. Like I taught myself recently how to spray. And I'm not a painter. I don't come from that background. But I was just like, right, let's go learn. I taught one of the guys, I taught them how to spray. And it's incredible what you can do with other people. Knowledge is power. And I think if I could share any of my knowledge with people, that's one of my biggest things is I will always share whatever I know. Because if I'm only as strong as the weakest person on my team. And that's the same for fitness. We're only as strong as the weakest person in our team if we're doing a team sport, right? So why would you not make someone better? Like I never understood that concept. And that's why it's so rewarding because once you share your knowledge with people, you can see them utilizing it. You're like, oh my God, they're doing that deadlift the way that I showed them. Oh my God, they're walking with me to the gym, or they've gone to the gym by themselves, or they started running with me. And same with the officers thing. They've started doing the spray that I showed them how to spray, or they've started doing Seeker the way that I do Seeker. Like, it's just crazy. So in that sense, I think it's quite rewarding, and I'm very lucky with, I think, my mindset.
I think you should be incredibly proud of where you've come in both your yachting career and your fitness journey. And it's crew members like you that we need in the industry. We need more people like you. And I can't wait to see where you take this in the future. And are you training for anything at the moment? Is there anything that you want to share fitness wise with the community?
At the moment, I would say I'm just trying to get back into what I used to be in terms of fitness. I think
Awesome.
last year was a very difficult year for me. I think 2025 was one of the most difficult years in terms of my my work, the amount of workload I had, family situation, and just not being able to really focus on myself as a priority. But this year, I'm trying to get back to myself as a priority. So I'm trying to get my VO2 max back up. I want to start running again. I mean, I stopped running after my marathon last year. I just could not get my shoes on to go run. I was like, I absolutely hate this. I used to love running. And now I want to get back into it. And I think it's more about just having the routine for my fitness. I don't want to train for anything or put pressure on myself for something.
Well, I think you're absolutely on the right track. You are, looking incredible and you're so motivating to so many people in the industry. So just keep doing what you're doing. And to wrap the podcast up, we're
Yeah.
just going to ask you one question. So if you could name one person throughout your yachting career that's been a mentor to you, who would that be and why?
Okay, so it's a good question. It's a difficult one because I have so many people right now who are really up there. But I have to say someone who's a mentor for me right now. Actually, I want to say both my captains. So Rowan
That's
Murdoch
fine.
and Dean Pilati, they have been insane. I can't even express to you the support. I mean, I joined the boat that I'm on now, and within 3 weeks of joining this boat, my captain was like, take her off the dock. Just like that. And I was like, okay, sure. Sure. And they trusted me enough to do it. I've been incredibly lucky. So those are my two mentors in terms of my captains. I just want to mention everyone, but I can't.
That's amazing. Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing your story and for your time today. If people want to follow your fitness journey or get in touch, ask about yachting or maybe mentorship into being an officer, where can they find you?
So you can find me on Instagram. My name is Nats F Fit, and you can message me anything. So
Amazing. Yes. And that's about incredible trainers with Salt Lick and she has a little bit of space left, I think, for clients. So if you, want to have an amazing mentor and coach, then you can also reach out on the Salt Lake account and just ask for Nat, and we will put you in touch.
Yeah. Can't wait for the next one, Christy.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And please let us know what you guys think about the podcast. And if you have any amazing crew members that you think should be on as guests and interviewed, we would love to hear from you. That's a wrap on today's episode.
Stay salty, stay strong, and keep moving with purpose. See you next time.